and a double to open set number 2.
Wait, please.
That very one-sided first set from Mary Pierce shows that, look at this. I mean, Monica Seles has had 6 winners and 8 unforced errors. That's not so bad, but against 18 winners and only 7 from Mary Pierce, you're going to get mugged.
More like it.
30-50.
This is what Seles has to do as much as she can, get more forward into the court so she can snap at these balls a little bit earlier and find better angles than she has so far.
Ball.
Game set.
Well, came back with a 100-mile-an-hour serve. Takes the first game. Seles in the second set.
First game, second set.
And now this tournament summary, sponsored by the United States Postal Service. We deliver for you.
Well, in this 1997 edition, 3 teenagers remain. Martina Hingis, Maui Serna, Venus Williams. She's into the quarters with a win today. Mark Woodford next at Ash Stadium. Oldest man left in the singles, 31. Michael Chang will be over at Stadium 2 later today, trying to reach the 4th round for the 7th straight year. And Andre Agassi's match to follow.
Ball.
Seles had only lost one other set this year by a 6-1 margin. That was to Jana Novotná. The Novotná beat her in the finals at Madrid. Test 2 winning that match right now. Rahab Sadova, winner, takes on Venus Williams in the quarters. Rios with the first set. That will go to a 5th. Pialine and Pace. game for Pierce. 1-all in the second set. All of the action-packed competition being played here at the USTA National Tennis Center. And some of the coverage brought to you by our Eye in the Sky, the Fujifilm blimp. Sandrine Testu has taken the first set at Stadium 2, having quite a summer, and you talk about fit, in the best shape of her career.
Testu took Monica Seles out of this year's Wimbledon. Those two mixed it up a couple of weeks ago in over 100-degree temperature in LA. Testu finally fallen to Monica in 3 sets. So hot on that day that they were allowed a break after that second set was over.
Monica went on the win there in LA, and then the Du Maurier Open in her next tournament. She's played a lot leading into the Open here. And Seles serves up her own love game. 2-1 Monica, second set.
This is a
first set. In the first 3 games of the second, she's already hit 6 winners. She's going to have to go after Pierce, and she's going to have to do something against the Pierce serve game, which she has not been able to create yet. Here comes a second serve. Pierce trying to shake out her right arm. She does that a lot. She is still trying to work it over on the changeover. She does all kinds of stretching at times as well. Another second serve for Seles. She overplayed that one.
Monica performed summer stock. Her schedule loaded with appearances after Wimbledon.
I think she's played way too much. Monica disagrees with me. But look at all that hardcore tennis she's played. Withdrawing from Atlanta, had a high fever, was on antibiotics for a few days. But in that time, I mean, Monica wanted to bump her ranking up from number 4 to number 2, and she was able to do that by playing in the Canadian Open, entering that at the last second. And the number 2 ranking means that she's got a number 2 seed and would not have to face Martina Hingis until the final. But she's also got 2 weeks of tennis to play in Asia after the U.S. Open.
Oh!
I don't think anybody should play 9 weeks straight. I don't care who you are.
Pierce has won 10 straight points off her serve. At 11.
And I mean, again, against one of the game's great return of servers, that's the second love hold for Pierce.
After our tennis coverage on CBS Sports Line, Patrick McEnroe will jump on the web, break down today's action, and look ahead to tomorrow's lineup. Plus, we'll have all the latest breaking news from the Update Center at cbs.sportsline.com.
What you really have to admire about Monica Seles more than anything is how hungry she is to compete. It's been a very difficult year for Seles. Her father is gravely ill. Pierce having a talk with Donna Butler in the chair over that serve. thought it out. That's a fine serve. 104 for the second ace from Monica Seles today. Oh, man. Now 12 straight points for Monica Seles on serve.
And we are on serve in the second set.
It's the
And the last 20 points have been claimed by the server.
There's Pierce doing calisthenics, aerobics. A lot of times, the 20 seconds she eats up in between points, it's not that she's reloading or thinking strategy. She's just like rebabing, fixing her hair, adjusting her shirt.
Rebabing, huh?
That's a technical tennis term.
Love 50.
Match victories this year, 41 for Pierce. Hingis leading the way with 59.
Against just 2 losses for Martina Hingis, losing in the French Open final to Eva Maioli, and then losing a couple of weeks ago to Lindsay Davenport out in LA. And Mary Pierce is now shaking out her wrist. She does get tight. That's why it's so important for her to be confident. Pierce has to go after her shots the same way Seles does.
Love 30.
Well, Monica jumps on the first 2 points of this game.
Now, she's being given something short to work with. Pioline, the Frenchman, leading against Leander Paes now. And Testu also leading against Karina Habzadova.
Love 40.
3 break points for Seles. That's the first double fall of the match for Pierce.
Boy, what a pro Seles crowd this has turned into. Only the second look at a break for Seles.
No call back there.
15-40.
It was a call, but it was good. Now the fans are getting into the act, and it was a good call from the linesman. What a serve. 105-mile-an-hour serve,
30-40.
jamming Seles and holding off another break point. Man.
Don't have a lot of options there, do you? Can she fight off another one?
Missed it.
Game set.
A break.
What a return from Seles. Normally, if you've gotten the other hand off of the Seles racket, you've drawn blood. I mean, she's hit defensively, but that return just squirted right down the line for her. And now it's Pierce getting frustrated. She's got to compose herself, though. This match far from over. A break right back, and she'd be back on serve, Pierce.
15 left.
Nice serve from Seles, 72-mile-an-hour lefty that just caught a piece of the sideline. Got some nice tail off of that. Good jump gotten from Pierce off of this 76-mile-an-hour serve. She didn't let Seles get away with that. And here's another second serve to work with. Pierce is stepping in.
Game to Seles. Just a game away from forcing a third set. Back after this message and a word from the local station.
To me, I think the most important thing in this world is to dream. Martin Luther King didn't stand up in front of millions of people and say, I have a strategic plan. He said, I have a dream. We at CBS are dreaming, and we're dreaming big.
Legendary coach Lou Holtz joins college football today.
Told you, Jim. Look at her. See, she's rebabing. That takes time. But she does it, and she gets nailed for it much more than any other woman player I know.
What's next? The warnings first, and
what a turnaround in these two sets, huh? Seles with twice the winners.
rule on that, Mary, is the first offense is a warning, and the second one would be a point.
Subsequent offenses. Yeah, you just keep getting points taken away. You're interrupting the pace. You're interrupting the pace of the match.
Passing that one.
30-50.
This only had 77 miles an hour on it, and Seles stepped right up. Found a lovely angle.
Oh!
40-50.
Pioline in the 5th set for love. Wimbledon finalist this year and former finalist here at the Open.
Very fit and athletic guy is Cedric Pioline. No surprise that he's coming on strong in the 5th. Very few players know what to do with a short ball better than Seles. And again, when she was dominating women's tennis, she would smother every ball just like this. But once she came back after a 27-month break from her stabbing, a whole bunch of these players were hitting just as hard as she. Oh, that squirted right off the line. No play for Pierce. This finds the sideline. That's why Pierce had no play on it. Sandra Lucic, Mirjana Lucic found out last night that even though she's one of the biggest hitters, I mean, in junior tennis, she was far and away a big hitter, smoking everybody. But guess what? A lot of women can hit hard in the pros. And she's going to have to deal with that. Jana Novotná was able to take her heat and beat her.
But Lucic only 15.
Oh, yeah.
Would you say would rank with the hardest hitters already?
Oh, yes. Novotná said after that match she'd never played anyone who hit so hard. And Novotná's 29 years old. She's played everybody.
Yeah, she spanned some pretty good generations out here.
Did it? Big chance for Seles. She wanted to do something big off of that 78-mile attackable serve. I think she would have done better with it if it had a little bit more pace on it. I think sometimes she wants a little bit more. She snatched at that one a bit.
Set point for Seles coming.
The fans are loving this. Monica Seles really had to step up her game and try to compete with Pierce, who was hitting so hard. And she's been able to do it. Pierce always will look awkward when she's scrambling like that, but she did at least try to get that ball back. This could be a tough third set. If that's where this is heading. Seems to be. Seles has really taken control of this middle set.
We are going there. Third set territory. These two will tangle for the first time in a third set. And let's check in with Andrea Joyce. Andrea?
All right, we are with former New York Mayor David Dinkins, a longtime friend and supporter of Monica Seles, who's very happy to see her win the second set. She got off to such a slow start, though. What do you think the problem was? You talked to her today.
Because I arrived here a little late, a few games late. She was already down 3 or 4 games when I arrived. Coach from the stand. Don't tell the audience. You're not supposed to do that.
So you think it was just because you were late?
That's right.
You get the sense, though, that she's still feeling the lingering effects of the flu. She was sick last night.
No, I think she's fine. She's going to be fine. We'll see what she says in the post-game interview, but after the match when she talks about it. But she's tough. She's a tough lady.
Okay, thanks so much. Back upstairs.
She's tough is exactly right, boy. Can't say it any better than what Mr. Dinkins just said about Seles. has had to overcome entirely too many things for my taste.
Three-set match record at the U.S. Open. Seles with a 3-2 record. Pierce 4-1. Her only loss was when she had to retire in 1991 in the third-round match against Maleva Frenier.
Oh, yeah. And Monica Seles was broken twice in the first set. In that second set, she only lost 3 points on her serve. Taking much better care of her service games now.
Just want to remind everyone that after this match, we'll be sending it back to CBS News for the latest on the tragic story of the death of Diana, Princess of Wales.
That stayed in. So many tennis players got to know and like Diana. She was a big fan of Wimbledon. Would come out there an awful lot. Everyone's talking about it out here today.
Everyone in the world. Seles with the first game of the third set.
First game, final set.